Adventure motorcycles promise one thing: the freedom to go anywhere. But not every ADV bike can keep that promise. Some became legends because they'll take you around the world with confidence. Others turn dream trips into repair bills and expensive regret. Today, we're exposing the 7 adventure bikes that overpromised and underdelivered, and the 9 that genuinely earned their reputation. And stay with us, because by the time we reach both number ones, you may completely rethink what makes a great adventure motorcycle. Let's start with the worst ones. Number 7. BMW F800GS. Some motorcycles earn a reputation that becomes almost impossible to question. The BMW F800GS is one of them. Wearing the famous GS badge comes with enormous expectations, promising the freedom to leave the pavement behind and keep going long after the road disappears. That promise is exactly why this motorcycle opens our countdown. Not because it was a failure, but because too many riders expected more than it ultimately delivered. Its 798 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled parallel twin produces smooth, confidence-inspiring power that feels perfectly suited to backroads, highways, and light trails alike. On the surface, it checks nearly every box an adventure rider could want. But real ownership tells a more complicated story. If there is one component that deserves your attention, it is the stator and charging system. Earlier models became infamous for overheating stators that could suddenly stop charging the battery, turning a dream trip into an expensive recovery. Add steering head, bearing wear, occasional electrical gremlins, and premium repair bills, and ownership could become far more stressful than buyers expected. Used examples generally sell between roughly $5,000 and $10,000, making them tempting bargains until unexpected repairs begin piling up. If this kind of honest, buyer-first motorcycle content is exactly why you came here, hit that like button and subscribe. That's what keeps us digging through the marketing, ownership stories, and real-world experiences to build guides that save riders from expensive mistakes. And the motorcycle waiting in the next position carries an even bigger name while asking owners to accept even greater compromises. Number 6. Triumph Tiger Explorer 1200. Adventure motorcycles are supposed to make distant destinations feel closer, not make every low-speed maneuver feel like a workout. That is exactly where the Triumph Tiger Explorer 1200 begins to lose its appeal. Beneath the bodywork sits a 1,215 cubic centimeter liquid, cooled inline triple that delivers smooth, effortless power with an unmistakable soundtrack. On the highway, it feels refined, relaxed, and ready to cover endless miles. Then, the pavement ends. The biggest weakness is impossible to ignore: its towering weight. Focus on the fuel tank and chassis, because together they create a top-heavy feel that can quickly sap confidence on loose terrain or tight trails. Picking it up after a fall is no small task, and slow speed balance demands far more effort than many competing adventure bikes. Early models also suffered cylinder head concerns, while electronic glitches added costly surprises for some owners. And if these long-distance manners already seem impressive, wait until we reach the Honda that arrives much later in this countdown. That machine built its reputation by earning trust in places where help simply doesn't exist, and its story might completely change what you think an adventure bike needs to be truly great. But right now, the Tiger Explorer's reality remains the same. Clean used examples typically sell between about $6,000 and $10,000. But true adventure riding asks for agility as much as comfort, and the motorcycle waiting in the next position proves that even breathtaking performance can become a burden when ownership itself starts demanding too much from the rider. Number 5. Ducati Multistrada 1200. Reputation can open wallets, but only ownership reveals the truth. The Ducati Multistrada 1200 arrived with enormous ambition, promising to be a sport bike, a tourer, a commuter, and an adventure machine all in one. It certainly had the performance to impress. Its 1,198 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin delivered thrilling acceleration, razor-sharp handling, and enough excitement to embarrass many pure sport motorcycles. The trouble was that adventure riding rewards simplicity, and the Multistrada asked for anything but that. If one part deserves the spotlight, it is the desmodromic valve train system. Brilliant engineering came at the cost of expensive valve services and higher maintenance bills than most rivals. Add early electronic glitches, fuel sensor failures, and occasional brake concerns, and ownership could become more demanding than many expected. Today, clean used examples typically range between about $6,000 and $11,000. We've already looked at adventure motorcycles that disappointed riders for completely different reasons. Now we want to hear from you. Leave a comment and tell us, which ADV bike looked perfect on paper but let you down in the real world? Your experiences might save another rider from making the same expensive mistake. The Multistrada never lacked speed or charisma. What it lacked was the carefree ownership many adventure riders were searching for. And while that disappointment was significant, the next motorcycle proves that even a reputation for durability cannot overcome compromises that become impossible to ignore once the miles begin adding up. Number 4. Moto Guzzi Stelvio 1200. Character can make a motorcycle unforgettable, but character alone cannot earn a place among the greatest adventure machines. The Moto Guzzi Stelvio 1200 had undeniable charm. Its 1,151 cubic centimeter transverse V-twin delivered rich torque, a distinctive exhaust note, and a riding experience unlike anything else in its class. It felt authentic, mechanical, and full of personality. Unfortunately, personality could not hide its biggest weakness. If there is one part to focus on, it is the early flat tappet valve train system. Premature wear on some early engines could lead to costly internal damage unless the roller tappet conversion had already been completed. Anyone shopping the used market must verify that upgrade before handing over a single dollar. Add substantial weight, scattered electrical faults, and a limited dealer network, and ownership demanded more patience than many riders expected. Today, well-kept used examples generally sell between about $5,500 and $9,000. The Stelvio reminds us that personality and uniqueness do not automatically translate into ownership satisfaction. Yet sometimes the opposite happens. Sometimes a manufacturer gets almost everything right and then introduces one ambitious idea that divides riders completely. And when the company, with perhaps the strongest reliability reputation in motorcycling, decided to automate part of the adventure experience, it created a motorcycle that would spark one of the most interesting debates the segment has ever seen. Number 3. Honda Africa Twin CRF 1000L DCT. Not every controversial adventure motorcycle earns its reputation because something goes wrong. Sometimes the biggest debate comes from a feature that works exactly as intended. That is the story of the Honda Africa Twin CRF 1000L DCT. Honda paired its dependable 998 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled parallel twin with an advanced dual-clutch transmission, hoping to make adventure riding easier than ever before. Instead, it divided riders. If there is one component to spotlight, it is the dual-clutch transmission itself. On highways and daily rides, the system delivers smooth, effortless shifts that many owners genuinely appreciate. But once the trail becomes steep, rocky, or unpredictable, some experienced riders miss the instant control of a traditional clutch. The added weight and extra complexity leave many wondering whether convenience came at the expense of confidence. Today, clean used examples generally sell between about $8,000 and $12,000. There is no questioning Honda's engineering or reliability. The real question is whether every adventure motorcycle actually benefits from more technology. And the motorcycle waiting in the next position reminds us that cutting-edge performance means very little when owners begin questioning whether they can trust it to get them home. Number 2. KTM 1190 Adventure. The KTM 1190 Adventure was built to be a statement, a machine born from rally racing heritage, tuned with superbike power, and aimed at riders who wanted everything at once. On paper, it looked like the ultimate long-distance weapon. In reality, it became one of the most debated adventure motorcycles of its era. At its heart sits a 1,195 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin producing around 150 horsepower. The acceleration is explosive. The chassis feels razor-sharp, And on open roads, it delivers a level of excitement few adventure bikes can match even today. But adventure riding is not measured on smooth pavement alone. If there is one component that defines its reputation, it is the airbox assembly. Under dusty or demanding off-road conditions, the original design could allow fine particles to bypass filtration, raising long-term durability concerns. Many owners treated aftermarket airbox upgrades as mandatory rather than optional. Today, clean used examples generally sell between about $7,000 and $12,500. Other issues followed closely behind, including excessive heat felt by the rider, fuel delivery inconsistencies, electronic sensor faults, and occasional wheel bearing wear. KTM addressed several of these concerns over time, but early models carried their reputation forward. And yet, even with all of that, it still does not take the top spot, because the motorcycle at number one shows what happens when complexity and expectation collide in an even more unforgiving way. Number one, KTM 950 Adventure. Every so often, a motorcycle arrives that reshapes what riders think is possible. The KTM 950 Adventure was exactly that kind of machine. Born from Dakar rally experience and engineered with a no-compromise attitude, it delivered off-road performance that left most competitors struggling to keep up. Its 942 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin produced about 98 horsepower, but raw numbers never captured its true identity. Light, aggressive, and remarkably capable in rough terrain, it still earns respect today for how confidently it handles conditions that would overwhelm most big adventure bikes. Yet that brilliance came with a cost. If there is one component that defines its reputation, it is the water pump assembly, where on the shaft and seals could allow coolant to mix with engine oil, turning it into a well-known maintenance concern for owners. Many riders treated early replacement as a routine precaution. Today, used examples typically sell between about $5,500 and $11,500, depending on condition and history. And in that regard, no adventure motorcycle on this list asks more from its riders than the KTM 950 Adventure. And before we move to the motorcycles that truly earned legendary status, tell us in the comments which adventure bike disappointed you the most and why. Your experience might save another rider thousands of dollars and years of frustration. These 7 bikes prove that adventure motorcycles can disappoint in many ways, through weight, complexity, costs, or simply asking too much from their owners. But that's only half the story. Because those failures also reveal what riders value most: simplicity, dependability, capability, and confidence. Number 9. Kawasaki KLR 650. The Kawasaki KLR 650 earned their place by proving themselves where it matters most: on lonely highways, forgotten back roads, and countless miles from the nearest dealership. That is exactly why it opens our countdown. At its heart is a 652 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine that values honesty over excitement. It delivers steady, predictable power that feels just as comfortable crossing the interstate as it does climbing rocky trails or wandering deep into the backcountry. Its straightforward design also makes routine maintenance refreshingly simple, giving riders the confidence to venture far beyond civilization. The feature that truly cemented its legendary status is the massive 6.1-gallon fuel tank. That remarkable range turned the KLR into a trusted companion for riders chasing remote destinations where the next gas station might be hours away. Few motorcycles have inspired so many cross-country journeys with so little drama. Value has always been part of its appeal. Older examples remain among the most affordable adventure bikes on the used market, while newer fuel-injected models continue to deliver outstanding capability without stretching the budget. Aside from the well-known balancer tensioner upgrade on early generations and oil consumption concerns affecting a handful of later models, the KLR has earned an almost unmatched reputation for toughness. But if this motorcycle became famous for making exploration attainable, the next machine proved you could add refinement to that same dependable spirit without sacrificing the reliability riders value most. Number 8. Suzuki V-Strom 650. Some adventure motorcycles shine in one area and ask you to compromise everywhere else. The Suzuki V-Strom 650 took the opposite approach, becoming one of the most complete adventure motorcycles ever built. It never chased headlines. It simply delivered year after year. Its legendary 645 cubic centimeter 90-degree V-twin engine is the reason. Silky smooth, wonderfully responsive, and famously durable, it feels equally at home carving mountain roads, cruising the interstate, or wandering down gravel back roads. That refined power plant transformed the V-Strom into a motorcycle riders could trust for almost any journey. Comfortable ergonomics, reassuring handling, and impressive fuel economy only strengthen its appeal. Used prices generally range from $3,500 to $8,500, making it one of the smartest values in adventure riding. With routine maintenance, many examples easily surpass 100,000 miles, cementing a reputation few rivals can match. The V-Strom 650 proved that true greatness comes from balance. But our next motorcycle took a different path, blending modern engineering with genuine adventure spirit in a way that immediately captured riders' attention. Number 7. Honda Transalp XL 750. By combining modern technology with Honda's legendary dependability, the Transalp XL 750 delivers the kind of confidence that encourages riders to leave the pavement without hesitation. Its defining feature is the 755 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine. With smooth, usable torque and impressive fuel economy, it feels equally at home, weaving through city streets, crossing mountain passes, or exploring forgotten dirt roads. The chassis stays light and composed, while thoughtful electronics support the rider without ever feeling intrusive. Because it is still a relatively new model, used examples typically range from $7,800 to $9,500, offering excellent value for a motorcycle with so much capability. Early owners have praised its refinement, build quality, and trouble-free ownership, reinforcing Honda's well-earned reputation. The Transalp proves that progress does not require abandoning simplicity, yet the motorcycle waiting in the next position raises the bar even higher, pairing premium equipment with remarkable versatility in almost every riding environment. Number 6. Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro. Some adventure motorcycles shine on pavement. Others feel most alive when the asphalt ends. The Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro belongs to the rare group that excels in both, delivering premium performance without sacrificing genuine off-road ability. Its 888 cubic centimeter T-plane triple brings together smooth highway manners with strong, controllable torque on loose terrain. The power is engaging without becoming intimidating, making every ride feel refined yet rewarding. What truly elevates the Rally Pro, however, is its long travel Showa suspension. It absorbs deep ruts, rocky climbs, and broken pavement with remarkable composure, giving riders the confidence to keep exploring when the road disappears. Clean used examples typically sell between $10,500 and $15,500, reflecting its premium status while offering excellent long-term value. Aside from a handful of early software updates, the Tiger has built a reputation for dependable ownership and outstanding touring comfort. Yet refinement often comes with additional complexity, and not every adventure rider is searching for more technology. Some are chasing something much simpler, a machine that strips away distractions and returns adventure riding to its purest form, built around one of motorcycling's most respected twin-cylinder platforms. Number 5. Yamaha Tenere 700. As adventure motorcycles became heavier and more complicated, the Yamaha Tenere 700 reminded riders that true capability begins with simplicity. It was built to conquer rough terrain, not overwhelm its rider with unnecessary technology. At the heart of the bike is Yamaha's legendary 689 cubic centimeter crossplane parallel twin engine. Smooth, torquey, and exceptionally reliable, it delivers confidence on rocky climbs, sandy trails, and long highway stretches alike. Combined with a lightweight chassis and generous suspension travel, the Tenere feels eager to venture wherever the map ends. Clean used examples typically sell between $8,000 and $11,500, making it one of the strongest values in modern adventure riding. Owners consistently praise its durability, with complaints focusing far more on comfort than reliability. If rugged simplicity still means something to you, drop a hype and subscribe. That's what keeps this community growing. And the next motorcycle takes the journey to an entirely different level. Number 4. Honda CRF 1100L Africa Twin. Some adventure motorcycles shine on rugged trails, but become exhausting after a full day on the highway. Others are outstanding touring machines until the pavement disappears. Very few can master both worlds without asking the rider to compromise. That is exactly where the Honda CRF 1100L Africa Twin earns its place near the top of this list. At its heart is a 1,084 cubic centimeter parallel twin that feels confident rather than intimidating. Thanks to its unique crankshaft design, power arrives with a deep, satisfying pulse, delivering strong low-end pull for technical terrain while remaining silky and relaxed during long interstate miles. It always feels eager, yet never overwhelming. What truly defines this motorcycle is its suspension. The long travel Showa setup, especially the electronically controlled system found on Adventure Sports ES models, seems to read the ground before you reach it. Broken pavement, loose gravel, rocky climbs, or endless back roads all disappear beneath a chassis that stays composed, planted, and reassuring. Instead of forcing you to adapt to changing terrain, the Africa Twin quietly adapts to you. Honda's rider aids follow the same philosophy, cornering ABS, multiple ride modes, cruise control, selectable engine braking, and the optional dual-clutch transmission work in the background, adding confidence without distracting from the ride itself. They make difficult conditions feel easier instead of making a simple ride feel complicated. Clean used examples commonly range from around $10,500 to $17,500, depending on year, mileage, and equipment. Yet completeness is not necessarily the same thing as excitement, because some motorcycles are remembered not because they did everything perfectly, but because every ride felt like an event, and one Austrian machine became legendary by turning adventure riding into something almost addictive. Number 3. KTM 990 Adventure. Before adventure motorcycles became loaded with electronics and luxury features, KTM built a machine that cared about only one thing: conquering terrain at speed. That fearless philosophy is exactly why the KTM 990 Adventure charges into the number 3 position. Its 999 cubic centimeter V-twin delivers thrilling, hard-hitting power, but the real legend is the fully adjustable WP long travel suspension. It devours rocks, ruts, and rough trails with a level of control that still impresses experienced riders today. Instead of insulating you from the landscape, it pulls you deeper into the adventure. The LC8 engine rewards attentive owners with remarkable longevity, making regular maintenance well worth the effort. Clean used examples typically range from about $6,500 to $12,000. But raw excitement is only one piece of the puzzle. For many riders, true greatness means covering enormous distances with almost effortless confidence. And for decades, one motorcycle has defined exactly that experience, becoming so influential that nearly every premium adventure bike is measured against it. Number 2. BMW R1250 GS. There are legendary adventure motorcycles, and then there is the BMW R1250 GS. For years, it stood as the machine every rival wanted to beat, earning a reputation as the gold standard of adventure, touring across the world. Its heart is the remarkable 1,254 cubic centimeter shift cam boxer twin. With effortless low-end torque, strong passing power, and an incredibly broad power band, it feels equally at home crawling along rocky trails or devouring endless highway miles. The low-mounted boxer engine also gives the motorcycle exceptional balance, making it feel surprisingly manageable for its size. BMW's telelever front, suspension, shaft drive, and advanced rider aids create a ride that is refined without losing capability. Properly maintained examples have also proven impressively dependable, reinforcing the GS legacy. Clean used models generally sell between roughly $13,000 $522,000. The BMW R1250 GS represents the pinnacle of modern premium adventure motorcycling, combining technology, comfort, and global capability in one remarkably polished package. Yet when people debate the greatest adventure motorcycle of all time, the conversation eventually moves beyond specifications, electronics, and luxury features. Because occasionally a motorcycle earns legendary status through something much harder to measure: simplicity that inspires trust, durability that borders on myth, and a reputation built one impossible journey at a time. Number 1. Honda XR-V 750 Africa Twin. Some motorcycles earn respect, others become legends, but only a handful redefine an entire category. Long before adventure motorcycles dominated showrooms, the Honda XR-V 750 Africa Twin proved that one machine could cross deserts, conquer mountain passes, and circle continents without sacrificing reliability. That lasting influence is exactly why it stands at number 1. At the center of its legendary reputation is the 742 cubic centimeter V-twin. It was never built to chase impressive horsepower figures. Instead, it delivered smooth, dependable torque and an almost unmatched willingness to keep running even after countless miles of punishment. Combined with a rugged chassis, generous suspension travel, and balanced handling, it gave riders the confidence to venture far beyond the pavement. Even today, well-maintained examples routinely cover extraordinary mileage, reinforcing one of the strongest reliability reputations in motorcycling. Clean used models typically range from around $6,500 to $14,000. The Honda XR-V 750 Africa Twin did not simply become an adventure icon. It became the blueprint that inspired generations of motorcycles to follow. From the dependable Kawasaki KLR 650 to this timeless Honda, these machines remind us that the greatest adventure bike is not defined by power alone, but by the confidence to keep exploring long after the road disappears. And that tells you something important. Adventure motorcycles are not just machines with long travel suspension and rugged styling. They're the motorcycles that determine whether your next great ride becomes a lifelong memory or an expensive lesson. Man, if this video changed the way you look at adventure motorcycles, don't stop here. We've already prepared another journey into the motorcycle world filled with more surprising rankings, hidden gems, and buyer insights that could completely change your next purchase. Click the next video to continue the road trip. Join our tribe by subscribing. And don't forget to like this video.